You could have been anywhere, but you're right here. So glad you're at Chop It Up. My goal is that you hear something today that inspires you to want to either stop because it's not working, or keep going because it feels good and we got your back. If you or someone you love is struggling with an addiction, there's a number at the end of this episode. Call it. Give yourself a break. Now let's chop it up. My guest is Monte B. Be big today. That's his motto. And we love him for it. He's doing so many great things, and I can't wait for you guys to hear his story and what he has to say. So if you could, describe a moment that you decided that it was time to seek help. You remember how the day was, how you were feeling, what was happening, and you said, you know what? Today is the day. Do you remember that moment?
I remember it. The only thing I could say, I know that God had a purpose for me, and what I really disliked about myself is that God gave me a blank check, but the dope wouldn't allow me to fill it out. And
Wow.
But I know that I always knew I had a blank check, and every time I was ready to go to the bank to deposit it, I go get high. And I got tired of that. And I got tired of that, and I had started doing what we're doing right now, my little videos. I started this 9 years ago in some months. I did my first recovery video. Well, it was before that, because I was doing videos, I was trying to uplift people in recovery.
You were.
I'm doing these videos, but I wasn't taking care of my recovery.
Yeah.
And I used.
Yeah.
Because people was telling me, you need to stop, sit down, you're breaking traditions. They was giving me the blues when I was doing these videos.
Yeah.
But I said, no, I'm going to do it. Y'all ain't going to stop me.
Yeah.
And I had my chest out.
Yeah.
Cockiness is a red light indicator to those of you who are listening.
Yeah.
And I was super cocky.
Yeah.
And I used.
Wow. Wow. Well, that's powerful. What's a memory you like to relive? Like when you think about it, fond memory. Like I remember Ocean City, Maryland's convention, and looking out and seeing that beach and that water. And sometimes when I think about good memories, I think about that. So do you have a good memory that you think about?
A memory I was thinking about yesterday, actually. And it's funny that you mentioned Maryland when the World Convention. I was, they had all those vendors out there, and I got me some ice cream. It was in the wee hours. It was Saturday night. So I'm right there. I'm by myself. Some ice cream. Like, damn, I'm at the convention, and the World Convention.
Yeah.
I'm here in Washington, D.C. And some ice cream. Then a gentleman, a Caucasian guy, he started looking at me, staring at me. And I'm like, then I got irritated. Like, what you looking at? What? And he came. What's it be? I'm like, yeah. And his translator had to come. And he talked to his translator, and they knew who I was because of my, and he was from, Eureka, hey, I'm sorry, wow.
Uganda?
No, it's the, you are, not Ukraine.
Ukraine?
Ukraine, yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
that's it.
Russia, yeah.
Yes, and he said, Monte B, I watch your videos, and we was able to take a picture.
Oh my God.
Yes.
I bet that blew you away.
It blew me away. It blew me away that someone remembered who I was.
Yeah.
Someone had the willingness to take a few minutes out to watch my videos, and then to see that person at the World Convention was an uplifting moment to my purpose.
Well, not only that, you touched him so that he remembered you.
Yes.
Because people that don't touch us, we don't remember.
Right.
So your video touched him so that he,
yeah.
I got goosebumps. That's that's good.
That was a fine moment. That was my most recent, just yesterday.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, good. Who's been the biggest influence in your life?
The biggest influence in my life. I can say right now, as of right now, is my pastor. He is my mentor. He is a man that I look up to who can relate somewhat to my struggle. And because I've been in his presence, under his mentorship, I'm able to see my life take off in ways that is only God-centered.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, it's my and then I got my late sponsor, Gregory. Gregory, how you doing?
Yeah.
We down here. We got it. I'm holding it down here, Gregory.
Yeah.
Gregory. He was
Rest in peace.
always Gregory P.
Yeah.
He was always there for me.
Yeah.
All the times I called, telling him that I used.
Yeah.
He never gave up on me.
Yeah. That's good stuff. Good stuff. What's something small you're proud of, but most people wouldn't even notice? So something small that you're proud of, but nobody else probably even noticed.
Waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm proud of that. And the reason why is because that is one of the many attributes of a self-made millionaire.
Okay.
And those who I have studied, they wake up at 4. And because I've been waking up at 4, when I tell myself, okay, we're gonna wake up, like this morning, I was so proud. Now let me reel it back in, because sometimes, because I'm always on the go, I ain't waking up at 4. And I might get a little distracted. However, I noticed that the last 2 days, I had to get some rest. My body's like, Monte, let's sleep to 6:30.
6:30.
and I'm noticing, and I didn't do what I said I was going to do the night before, and that throws me off. So this morning, a small accomplishment. I said last night, I told whoever I was speaking to, I got to go. I'm going to sleep, because at 4 o'clock I'm waking up. I'm gonna be at the gym about 4:30, 4:45, and I did that. And I did that. So for me, those are small accomplishments that make me feel good, because I did what I said I was going to do the night before.
Absolutely. Yeah. You did what you set out to do. That's discipline too. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. That's good stuff. I like it. Which is harder, forgiving yourself or others?
Forgiving myself. And the reason why I'm reluctant is because there's still some others I haven't forgiven.
Okay.
Even though I have forgiven myself.
Okay.
And stating that, meaning, well, I'm equating that with, how can you love somebody when you don't know how to love yourself?
Correct.
I always thought that if I love this girl,
maybe,
just maybe, I'll stop getting high.
Yeah.
My love for her will probably make me love me.
Yeah.
But that was never the case. It wasn't until I said this go around 9 years ago, when God allowed me to come back into fellowship, I said I wasn't getting in a relationship for a year. And when I began to learn who Monte was and spend time with God, and finally decided to get into the relationship, I could be a little bit more better with, I tell you I love you in a minute. And then it's, hey, I like you. So, but going back to that question, as far as forgiving myself and forgiving others, I've learned to forgive myself, and now I can start the healing process of forgiving others.
So what I decided to do was make a full protein salad, which includes 3 meats. We got strawberries, turkey, bacon, that is chicken, chicken thighs, skinless, boneless, because they're so flavorful. We got onions, cucumbers, any kind of cheese. This is like, what is that, cheddar? And this is like Mexican. We got some olives. We had some mushrooms and green olives. And our salad, definitely green. Did you try your strawberries on the salad?
Yes, I put strawberries on it.
Okay, because it is good. Don't you worry about it. I got gum, but I gotta admit, we really had a blast. Okay, so what brings you joy today?
Good question.
Thank you.
Getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning. I go to the gym. I am trying my best to lose this recovery weight. Get to the gym, do what I do, go home, take a shower, then get to the clubhouse. Monte's Corner, grand opening April the 10th.
That's awesome.
Yes, and get there and make the coffee, get the coffee ready. And get group ready, get everything set up. Invite the spirit of peace, God, to come in the building, so when the clients come in for group, whatever they're going through, they're gonna smell that coffee and they're gonna feel the peace that I try to get established, have ready for them, and then we do group. That's what brings me joy. Taking care of myself first, then, let me back up. Prayer, devotional, self, others.
Yeah.
That is what brings me joy. That's how it is in the mornings, and I really enjoy doing that. People tell me I need to delegate, but it's hard to delegate your baby, your mission.
Yeah. You excited about it?
I am. I'm very excited, and that's what brings me joy today.
I'm excited for you. That's awesome. Yeah. So the name of it is Monte's Corner.
Monte's Corner.
And what's the address?
3699 Vine Street, Cincinnati, Ohio, 45220.
All right. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
Yeah. What was the hardest part about getting clean?
The hardest part this time was not being in a relationship. Because I told myself, I gotta try that piece. I've been trying for 25 years to get clean. And I kept coming up. I kept having that blank check about to go and cash it. And I kept getting it snatched. But I'm like, I got this check, so let me try this piece, not to get in a relationship. I'm not gonna get in a relationship. And it was hard, but I was determined, because what was hard about it is because I had to depend on me. When I was coming up, I always thought I was a player, because I had multiple women. And the only reason why I had multiple women was because I was a little boy. Okay. And it wasn't a woman I was looking for, I was a mama I was looking for.
Okay.
I didn't know how to take care of myself. I didn't know how to provide for myself because of the dope.
Yeah.
They say the only alternative to recovery is jails, been there, institutions, been there, dereliction.
Okay.
We forget that word dereliction. And to those of you who don't know what dereliction is in layman's term, a bum in death. And
right.
death doesn't necessarily have to be a physical death, a spiritual death.
Absolutely.
That blank check was a spiritual death, couldn't ever cash it,
Yeah.
had it. And so I said to myself that I'm not going to. So, and what I'm trying to say, the state raised me, started going to institutions at the age of 11, all the way to 47. So if I'm getting raised by the state, and then when I get out, I need me a woman to take care of me, because I know that the dope was gonna get me eventually on a Friday, and I wasn't gonna come in. She gonna put me out, so I got to go to another one.
Wow.
Then I know that. Shoot, I'll make it till Saturday. And then I don't come back home to Tuesday, so I go to another one. And that was my pattern. And so to be in a relationship was my survival skills. I mean, it was my way to survive. But to come back this time and say, I ain't doing it, I ain't getting in a relationship. God, you got me.
Okay.
And it was hard, but I did it.
Okay.
And when I did it, I sit here with you today with 9 years and 2 months clean.
Yeah, congratulations. Yeah,
Thank
I get it. I get it. We have to do something different. It was hard for me too, because when you have things in place, a job, Cadillac, an apartment, decent clothes to put on. Your man tell you ain't really messed up. But you really are, because it's not so much about the outside, it's how you feel on the inside. And I was in pain a whole lot, too often. And I had to take a look at that. Why are you in pain? Why are you crying so much? It was because of how I was living. So it took a while for me to say, could it be? It's gotta be. Could it be? It's gotta be. Is it? It is.
Yeah.
So, I get it. Yeah, I get it.
Let me say this, is that when I pulled up, when you just said, you had a Cadillac, so you've been driving Cadillacs, slamming Cadillac doors while you was using. And so when I pulled up over here today, I didn't follow directions from the GPS. Okay, I got it. I'm on the street now, because I saw a car and it had a license plate that was associated with us. So I'm like, oh, she lives here. I'm like, oh. And the car that I saw, I'm like, okay, she's being a little modest. Okay, look at her. And then I heard you say, hey. I'm like, who? Where's the guy? Mom, I'm down here. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm at the wrong place. And then I pull up and see that big old truck. And I'm like, okay, this is the Nicole I know. Okay, all right.
Says the F-150 driver. What's a regret that you have? Do you have any regrets?
Oh, I do.
Okay. Or can you share about it?
I can.
So this is a conclusion to Chop It Up, and this is a question that I like to end Chop It Up with. If you can kind of look in the camera and give advice to someone who's still struggling, what would it be?
That we can go through stuff. We can lose the loved one. We can divorce, no matter who leaves us. And being vulnerable to say, hey, someone left me. Nevertheless, we don't have to use.
That's right.
This too shall pass, the feelings. And I also need to state, to be around people who support you.
That's key.
That's key. Very key. And that's what is allowing me to get through this.
Good for you. Yeah, that's good. That's good stuff. Yeah, your support system. Hey, it's the end of the day. We've wrapped up, and Monte B was my guest, and we talked about regret. And I thought about it. There's 4 different types of regret. Did you know? I didn't. Yeah, I kind of did a little research, had to look, but there is fundamental regret where you neglect your health, right? There's boldness regret where you don't take risks, right? You stay real safe right here. There's moral regrets where you have a lapse in judgment. Shouldn't have did it, but I did it. And then there's connection regrets where your friendships, close friendships, you just let them disappear and you don't really put the work in, right? And I thought about a regret. Well, I thought about, because really regret it's the outcome of the thing, right? That's what we kind of regret, because in the moment, we make a decision. So I made a decision March the 7th. And the outcome wasn't what I wanted. I thought it was going to be a little different. So I almost wanted to regret my decision. But I really had to look at it in a different perspective. That day was beautiful. That day was what I needed. So why would I regret something that was beautiful, right? But it's really regretting the outcome that you get. So we gotta be willing to accept the outcome and be okay with it, right? Our lives depend on it. So I don't know. That's just my 2 cents. We'll chop it up later. All right.